Hello, UCR. What's your favorite scary movie?
A big hello out there to all you unrepentant, uncensored horror fans. Look, we have some bad news. We just missed our flight, so we have to take a road trip. It's gonna be fine though. I have faith that nothing will go wrong whatsoever. Maybe. We'll see.
We'll just ignore
it. Let it be a surprise. Welcome to Uncensored Horror and our second installment, our second brush with death, as you may say, in the Final Destination series. After our somewhat rocky flight, we're taking to the road. This time it's just Katie and I, but we are here and we are qualified to talk all about Final Destination 2. Dun, dun, dun. Lightning strikes, ominous music. Right?
Dare I say,
I love. Yeah,
this one got me a little harder than the first one.
Okay, interesting. I'm not gonna.
We'll talk about
show
why.
my cards too early. Yeah, I'm not gonna show my cards too early, but you can definitely tell this was of an era, can't you? Like, all cast looking moody on a poster with dark skies, and it's like, oh, lots of blue in our posters. Look at us. Ooh.
Very, very, very early 2000s.
Very early 2000s. Now, of course, with the success of Final Destination, there was always going to be a sequel. When something makes some money, people come and knock it. And of course, New Line Cinema is not afraid of some sequels, or was never afraid of some sequels. So when the time came to follow up with a second installment to 2000's Final Destination, there was a little bit of a problem. The original film crew was not available, so New Line replaced most of the production team, which may or may not explain a lot when it comes to Final Destination 2. Now, this was 3 years after, of course, the first installment, but set 1 year after the actual events of the movie in the cinematic universe. Now, I definitely saw this one in cinemas because, you know, as I said, I was such a fan of the first installment that when I heard there was going to be a second one, of course you're going to sign up for more death and destruction. Were you in cinemas for this one yet, Katie, or are you still a home media girl for this one?
Well, let's see. What was this rated? Was this an R?
I'm not sure. It feels, I don't know. It doesn't feel R-rated.
Well, if it was rated R,
maybe there was a lot of blood.
Okay,
there was a lot of blood.
Okay, so it was rated R. So if I saw it in cinema, I would have had to have parental permission because I was under 18 when this came out. So this might have been. There's a very good chance I probably saw it in the cinema because my parents knew what a glutton for punishment I was, and you know. But there's also a good chance I rented it at a Blockbuster on a Friday night because that's where it was at.
It was where it was at, girl. R.I.P. Blockbuster. But this I can definitely relate. As if you go back and watch I know we did last summer review, I definitely have taken my poor mother to I exposed her to teen slashers when she thought it was just going to be a nice little movie just so I could see it. But ironically, I was watching, I'm house sitting at the moment, so it explains my beautiful background. And I was streaming from my phone. I was watching Drag Race, and I was watching, like, I could just see someone, because my friends have my streaming passwords and stuff like that because I'm a good friend.
Don't share that. They're going to shut you down.
Someone's watching The Substance. Okay, interesting. My 75-year-old mother sat at home last night and watched The Substance. Now, this woman had like a clinical breakdown after watching Silence of the Lambs at home by herself one night. So
sweet woman.
for her to watch The Substance by herself, I was very impressed. She goes, "Yeah, it was a bit different." I was like, "Okay." So look, you can teach old dogs new tricks. I think that's important to know.
Ripley is on death watch. Ever present, ever on duty, and she's just she's making sure we can get this recorded.
I know, right? So we can survive. Unlike the majority of the cast from the last movie. So if you have not seen Final Destination 2, please pause and, gas up, get ready to go. We're going to jump straight into spring break, or try to, just like our lead characters. So 1 year after the explosion of Volley Flight 180, college student Kimberly Corman is headed to Daytona Beach for spring break with her friends. While waiting on the entrance ramp to US Route 23, she has a premonition of a deadly pileup caused by a logging truck. After which she stalls her car on purpose on the entrance ramp, preventing a whole host of people from entering the highway, including lottery winner Evan Lewis, mother Nora Carpenter, and a 50-year-old son Tim, businesswoman Kat Jennings, stoner Rory Peters, pregnant Isabella Hudson, and high school teacher Eugene Dix, as well as state trooper Thomas Burke. Constable, I guess he'd be an Australian constable. While Trooper Burke questions Kimberly, shock upon shock, the pileup occurs. But this is where it gets interesting. And I think this is the first stop we need to make on this little road trip of ours. I think we were all waiting for something to happen. Like, as we said, Flight 180 and Final Destination 1 was like Jaws for the modern day plane flyers. But when they were getting on that freeway and we saw it all unfold, I was like, oh my God. This movie seems to have stuck in the like cultural zeitgeist a lot more than the first one, though.
There's a reason. There's a reason.
Do you think it's because it's more universal? I mean, like, there are people who have never been on a plane before. But the likelihood of you have never being in a car on a freeway is very slim.
I feel like, without giving too much away, some of the deaths in this movie, I think, play off some very real fears that people have. And I do feel like some people probably feel like this is more likely to happen to me than getting on a plane, because I can simply avoid being on a plane, right? Like, I don't have.
Yeah, you can't really avoid the freeway, can you?
You can't avoid the freeway. You can't, and I'll when we get there, I'll say you can avoid it, but you shouldn't, for health purposes. But yeah. Look, as you do, you see one of those trucks and. You start thinking about this movie. To this day, 20 some odd years later, I am still thinking about this movie every time I see that truck.
Yeah. And as I've said on multiple occasions, we have log trucks on a road that I frequent, and I'm just constantly like, not today, Satan. I'll just drop behind. I'll just drop back a little bit.
I'll just switch lanes, pass
ever vigilant.
Get out of here. It sticks with you.
No one wants to go out like that.
No, but they originally tried using real logs, and it just didn't work out. But I will give them a kudos for like trying to stick with it, to try to be practical.
What I've got to say is that it is a very intense scene straight away. Like, as soon as you see that log truck, it we don't really have the mood building like we had in the first film. It's like, okay, death and destruction, let's go. And I can only imagine how intense filming this scene would have been, because how many takes do you get shutting down a freeway and trying to do this with all those explosions and the practical effects and the fire effects and, you know, flipping cars and everything that we saw. A lot of fire in this movie, a lot of more burning than I thought, that I remember. I'm like, oh, okay, lots of burning in this movie. I'm like, oh,
yeah,
that's one way I don't want to go out. Definitely,
no, and God, car accidents are horrific, and this one was based on a real one. They used inspiration from a real accident, and I can only imagine if someone who was in said accident watched this movie, I can imagine it'd be terribly triggering.
Yeah, it's not really, if you have any kind of PTSD towards road accidents, I would avoid this movie, because you're going to get triggered. You're definitely going to get triggered. I will say one thing. I'm kind of glad that Kimberly's friends weren't around for the rest of the movie.
They were awful. If I ever had a friend speak to my father the way she spoke to her dad, I don't think my parents would ever allow me to hang out with that person again.
I'm just a little bit more concerned with the ability of those actors. I was like, oh, okay, I can feel the difference in the casting already. It's like, we are not far in, and I'm like, oh.
Like, oh, you're pretty. Now, your acting skills are kind of...
That blonde guy looks a lot like a one of the Skarsgårds, right? Am I imagining that?
No, he did.
I was like, is that Pennywise? Like,
do we remember his name?
It's those lips. I think it would be Frankie, right? Let's have a look.
Frankie's name is Sean Sipos. Sipos.
Yeah. Let's have a look. We'll have a quick little look if I've got a photo of Sean.
Sean is very pretty.
So he's Canadian. Okay, cool.
Oh, okay.
He's just Canadian. He's not. He's just Canadian.
He gives me some Brad Pitt vibes too, honestly. Like very young Brad Pitt.
Yeah, I think it's the lips. It gives me some like Skarsgård, like Pennywise little moment. I don't know. Pretty. But I didn't see, and neither did they, that truck coming to collect them.
No, they did not see that coming.
Oh, they saw it briefly. But that was the first kind of little... Oh! I think that when, especially with that first movie being so popular and it having that rewatch appeal, people are expecting the accident. They're not expecting a twist after it. So, well done. Well done, movie makers, on that one. I think that's the first little tick that they get.
Was this the Final Destination movie that was in 3D, or was that the next one?
I believe that is I think it might be part 4.
Really?
I remember the tires flinging around. I think that was part 4. We'll know that when we get there. But I have a feeling it was like, obviously the third one is always the 3D one, but sometimes it ain't. I don't remember seeing. Well, I didn't see the third one in 3D. If it was that,
I'm gonna have to find that out. But this one in 3D could have been quite effective.
Those logs are coming for you. So, of course, we get pretty much a recap, like a rebeat of the last situation. The biggest issue I have with this movie. Last time we were doing a lot of show, don't tell.
Mm-hmm.
From the get-go, this movie is all tell.
Yeah.
It's like how much exposition can we throw at you to go, hey, if you didn't see the first movie, this is a recap of what happened in the first movie. Like 3 times in the first 30 minutes. I'm like we get it.
Yeah, like clear makes
it was a lot.
Like makes a point of
we're not even there. We're not even at clear yet, and they're still going Vole flight 180. Oh, death has a pattern. It's like it's a bit on the nose. I'm sorry.
Oh, I meant like in the first movie, like Clear and Alex, they make it a point to like look for these signs.
Yeah,
and in
exactly.
This one,
Whereas
I feel like
we're just being told straight up.
Yeah, like
that's my issue with
I
this. I'm like, it could have. Yeah, I'm like, okay, I get it, but then we're kind of doing that beat for beat repeat where they're all. Why would they be all questioned together at the police station?
You would never, ever.
That would not happen.
No,
especially and even with Alex in a post 9/11 world, they would never have been together. You know,
no,
like he would have been.
No,
maybe he would have been gone.
There. And it almost feels insulting. Like they think I won't get it myself. And granted, I over my head a lot. A lot of things do, but like I've got this. Like I understand your formula. I can do this.
Yeah, a lot of horror fans aren't idiots. And I guess this kind of alludes to the conversation where we compared this franchise to Friday the 13th, where there's some stronger entries, there's some weaker entries. What I like about the Friday series, though, is we do get that recap at the beginning.
Mm-hmm.
And they're like, okay, this is it. This is all you need to know. We don't need to keep getting knocked over the head with it. It's like all these Batman and Superman movies that feel the need to retell us the origin of Batman and Superman 17,000 times. Like, we get it. You didn't die. Death's coming back for you. That's all I need.
Like,
the rest of it could have been revealed later. You know, when accidents start to happen,
right?
That could all be that could be revealed slowly. I don't know.
I mean, just one like news segment like this happened on the year anniversary of Flight 180. Like, done.
Yeah, but it's not just that. It's that random guy who apparently knew everything about it that wrote a book. Who is that random guy in the beginning sequence that's on the TV? It's like, oh, okay, this is like definitely not of the caliber of the first movie from the get-go.
Or even
how do we feel? Sorry, keep going.
Or even Tony Todd, like that wraps it up all nice and neat too.
Yeah, it's interesting because I'm not gonna spoil it. We'll keep going. How do you feel about Evan?
The
millionaire lottery winner.
The second I saw him on screen, I'm like, what a douche. Like, not even knowing his backstory yet, just like seeing him in this car, he's just giving off that energy. Like, I'm a big old douche. And he's
definitely put it in a time and a place too. Did you see the computer he was carrying?
Yes, I did.
Oh, everyone wanted an iMac, right?
The colors,
those big, clunky, colorful computers that everyone had to have in the 2000s. That's just like, but it very much, put it in a time and place, which I appreciate. Now, Evan's death, for me, I don't know, it was too many things. I get that we have to start doing red herrings now, and the audience is smart. They're gonna expect and know that death is coming. It just seems, I'm sorry, I would notice if there was a bright green thing in my Chinese food.
Yeah, and
I'm sorry.
So as you viewers know, Grayson, my oldest, is an up-and-coming horror connoisseur. Steve and I are training him very well. So Grayson has really taken to these films. He likes them. So he's been watching them with me, and he caught that immediately. And he looks at it and he goes, is he going to eat that? Like, how do you not notice that big clunky magnet in your food? He was so mad about it. He's just like, and the same thing, like, even if you missed it, like, falling in, like, don't you, like,
the second it sparks, the second it sparks, like, but the second it sparks in the microwave, we've all had that moment. Oh shit, and run and like, right? You don't just go, oh, that's happening. Like,
It is
I don't know.
immediate, or like the smell of plastic is distinct. Like you don't miss that. Like burning
But the
plastic.
magnets, the metallic, like the magnet sparking would have happened like straight away.
Instantly,
And
right? Like there are so many different things that would have stopped you, like the smell of the burning, the spark of the magnet. Like that would not have gone on as long as it did.
I'm sorry. This might just be me. I get that we're supposed to go, ew, gross bachelor guy. Do you or have you ever left food sitting in a fry pan for an extended amount of time and just gone, oh well?
Might have
Even in my worst, like drinking, like young adult days, I'm like, I'm not getting food poisoning. I'm sorry.
I might like have left a dirty pan on the stove and then taken care of it in the morning just because I'm just like beat and that's it. But like all the food's cleared out of it. It's just dirty. I wouldn't eat anything out of it the next day.
Out the window. It's like, oh, this guy is a pig and kind of deserves everything he gets. Not that we're like victim blaming or anything, but it's like, ew.
And not for nothing, but if I won the lottery, first thing I would have done is upgrade my living situation.
Yeah, I've been staying in a hotel. I'd be like, bye, girl. I'm going to treat myself.
Room service.
No. Especially not leftovers. Like, come on.
No, we'd be ordering fresh.
Right. But he manages to escape the whole towering inferno that happens. Questionable. I do like the fire extinguisher just being empty. That's just like Murphy's Law. It's like, damn it.
Him being stuck in the disposal is absolutely why I refuse to have one. Absolutely.
Yeah.
How
often does that happen, right? How often does that happen in movies? Something goes in the disposal, we go, oh my god, and it never turns on. The only time I've ever seen heard a disposal turn on when something falls down it is a Fear Street book.
That's exactly what I was referencing. Like,
yay!
Fear Street. It was the second or third haunting, something like that.
Yep.
With the sisters.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mincemeat hand. Yeah.
Yep.
That's the only time I've ever seen, like, it happens in Halloween H20 and we don't see it. It happens in this movie, we don't see it. It happens in a lot of movies. And,
See, kids?
But more power to Fear Street.
On your feet.
Yeah, these guys never read Fear Street. It's obvious.
It's a damn shame.
It's obvious. But the escape ladder through the eye was kind of cool. Nice little practical effect.
But see, this is what I'm saying with like real fears. I think one of my things was if I was ever going to live in a city, I was very nervous about having to climb down those like fire escapes because I don't like height. So
yeah, she's not a high-rise girl.
She's not. She's gonna stay on the floor. But that plays off a very real fear of like, what if you're stuck and the ladder doesn't go down, or what if you have to escape and you're really high up? Like that's a very real fear right there. Not so much it stabbing you in the eye, but that was still pretty cool though.
Little carte blanche of gore and horror. But Kimberly's on the case. She knows death is there. It's happening. It's coming. So she goes to the source. We find the final survivor of Flight 180, Clear Rivers, committed to a psychiatric ward for her own protection after Alex was randomly killed by a falling brick that we do not see. So Carter getting killed by the sign is very well documented in the movie, but Alex getting killed by a brick is kind of like mentioned a few times, but not really focused upon. Maybe because Devon Stower didn't want to come back. I don't know. It's just like, we're not talking about him.
And like, they don't even like let you read the article.
No.
Like, it's so
I don't think they wanted to focus on Devon. It's like, Devon's gone.
Bye.
Bye, Devon. See you later.
But from what I've seen, it wasn't like anything, like, there was no fighting. It was just a scheduling conflict. So, like, it's not even like a petty jab. It's just messy.
It's just like
very messily put together.
Well, maybe it's their way of trying to be clean and going, he's gone. We don't have to worry about him. Because they're not relying on the leads to drive this franchise. They're relying on it's very like late 80s mentality. People aren't here to see the heroes. They're here for the deaths.
So we go to visit Clear in this asylum, which, by the way, is the same asylum they used in Halloween Resurrection, if it looked familiar to anyone.
I don't think many people watched Halloween Resurrection. But if they did, such as myself, block.
Wait,
I mean,
is that Death? No, it's Luke. Hi.
Oh, hi.
Welcome
Yes,
to our
sorry.
discussion.
I am here.
He's our survivor from the last movie. Just like Clear Rivers, he's blonde now.
You know, and I don't think
You know.
the little girl looks that bad for being traumatized, right? Like, she looks like well rested. She got a new hairdo. She's looking good.
I think
She's
you
locked
think
up though, and it's
I
quite
think she'd be
funny.
scared of bleach.
But voluntarily locked up. She did it for her own safety. But Grayson also pointed out that no sharps, but how are all her papers sticking into the wall if she doesn't have anything sharp?
And how are
She
all
must
her
have tape.
nails all well manicured? How is her hair styled? The questions.
The questions. That must be one
So many
of an
questions.
asylum. Like a
So
spa.
many questions. But Claire has all the answers because unlike Alex, whose premonitions were murky and like they were science based, our heroine this time knows exactly what's going to happen, how it's going to happen. Kimberly is like uber psychic or something, I guess, because when she's telling Claire about the Evan dying, Claire automatically knows that death is going in reverse, like straight away. It's like, oh, okay, we're not even going to tease that out. It's just happening.
Did anyone else feel like this was a very let's keep this moving. Let's kill them off. Like, let's not waste any time. Let's keep going.
I think the cast, the cast of surviving characters is probably a bit too big. There's some of them we didn't need, and especially if we were going to go back to Claire, and she should have probably been a bit more of a focus of the movie. This cast is a little bit too big at this point. I think that this next death is definitely one that triggers me a little bit with Tim at the dentist's office.
Again,
I have had
very real fears.
Yeah, I've had a near choking incident at the dentist before. Not
Oh
a
my
fish,
God.
granted, but yeah. But they seem to really want to kill this kid bad. Like they're like, this kid has to die in a horrible way. It's like not only will he nearly choke to death and have his teeth drilled, but we're gonna fold him in half and turn him into a puddle.
If I may quote the wise Jeffrey Emmett, fuck this kid.
Right.
I think this movie, though, it was very much like every sequel. What are the rules of a sequel? The kills are got to be bigger. It's got to be, more shocking. Let's kill a kid. That'll shock him. And really kill him. I honestly think, though, that's the whole intention is always to up the ante. It's like every sequel, and they were outdoing themselves by making the victims maybe more tragic in some ways,
I do feel really sorry for his mother. Like
I feel
his
terrible
mother
for his
had
mother
to watch
too.
that happen. It's like, oh god.
I think out of all of them, hers was the hardest because you just really felt for her because she's not in the right mind.
She had to
so
watch her
sad
son die.
Yeah.
Yeah, she's already traumatized from surviving the accident, like surviving the potential death, then watching your son get turned into like grilled cheese. It's not cute.
After
That
choking
kid just
like
folds.
that.
Yeah, that kid folds in. He gets a filling, he chokes, and then he gets folded in half and liquidized. It's not the way to go.
I mean,
but this does lead us to, one of the better parts of this movie. Tony Todd, R.I.P.
Miss Tony.
But Tony's chewing the scenery here too. He's like, I'm back, and they've given me more lines. It's like, aha.
To me, you could have had all the backstory just going to Tony Todd. Period. Like, just
right.
Let's just get to it. Let's go get Clear. Let's go to Tony. There, done. We don't need to keep referencing it.
Yeah, between Clear and Bloodworth, you would get the gist of what's going on.
Do you think like what they've done with this movie though too was sort of try and do two different things at once? Like, let's have a high body count slashes again, like Final Destination, but also tie it in like. Okay, hear me out. Hear me out. I would think that maybe 2 could have been its own thing that didn't even involve Clear or Tony, and that they were then brought into the third one where perhaps our survivor from the second one was also in the crazy place with Clear, or they could have done a whole separate story where they really focused on these survivors rather than survivor, okay, now let's have all these other people die that we don't really know and haven't really seen do anything in the rest of the movie except dodge a few logs in the first scene. Like, it just seems like there was shoving too much in to a small package.
Do you know what it might be? They may not have had Ali Larder to begin with.
Possibly. And they had to ride
Just
around.
Because she does feel a bit like pieced in there, and they've just worked her into the scenes, which could have, like, her reactions to things, her interactions could have been another character as well. I never thought of that until you just mentioned that, Luke. So it could be that, you know, after the first movie, she got busier, and, you know, they may not have locked her in yet. I'm sure that there's probably some kind of script floating around with her, without her, etc., etc. But
yeah,
Bloodsworth lets them know that only new life can defeat death, and we randomly are now focused on this woman with the baby when she wasn't really part of the thing to begin with.
Oh, you mean that they were going to go with the storyline that tested badly in the original?
Yeah, I was just like,
it back.
At least maybe make it that maybe I don't know. Like, I feel like this superfluous character is given a lot of meaning for no reason.
And then to not even include her in like any of the important scenes, like she wasn't at the meeting.
No,
and like it's just pregnant lady. Remember her?
Yeah.
Like, you blink and you miss it.
Isabella. I don't even remember her name half the time.
Right. Like, you could have. I forgot about her, like, because she was just such a passing person in like the accident, and no one ever mentions her again. Like, they don't even know what kind of like company was on the truck. Like, they had to like go to the footage, which homeboy would have lost his job, by the way.
And that's my problem with it. And then like there's the inept deputy, and we get like a little comedy side piece with these two. I was like, okay, maybe. I don't know.
It just feels so very rushed and not very well thought out, and
a lot of ideas that went around and not polished.
Maybe too many ideas though. Too many ideas, because we get the meeting of the survivors all chucked together.
I mean, I would have. And
there's too many of them, right?
To watch a movie with like Clear and Kimberly, like all the survivors just trying to stay alive because they think death is chasing them now. That's a movie I'd watch, and not just these random casts every single time. Like, I want people I care about.
Right, like for them to be franchise-long heroines is what you're talking about.
Like, yeah, I think it would be great. Or like,
but again, as we said before, Katie, I think that they were going for that. They're not here to see the actors; they're here to see the deaths.
This is also true. You don't watch a Final Destination movie for the actors; you watch it for the crazy deaths.
I don't know. I would have watched it if they could have brought back Devon and Ali properly, and had them together, and had them still play to a side story and things like that. I think
imagine if the story was Clear had a baby that she had put like adopted out or something. They had to find that baby.
Mm-hmm.
Or something that tied it back to the original movie, other than we just believe Alex for some reason because Clear tells us to. It's like, okay, cool.
Yeah.
But then we get the random meeting of the survivors, and then Nora's death is effective, I think.
Is it just
In the
me or
elevator.
like I didn't feel like she tried very hard to escape?
Well, I
Like-
don't think when you've
Well,
watched
no.
your son turn into tomato soup, you're not really
Right. Like
Didn't she just?
like
Did she have a Xanax as well?
She did. And you were
Yeah.
only supposed to have half. But like when like she's got the hook on her her hair, like I feel like that could have been a quick, okay, everyone calm down, let's get the hook off.
Right. Yeah.
And she's just not even really trying.
Yeah. I just have a real problem with how on the nose Kimberly's premonitions are.
Yeah, no,
That's just
I agree.
Hook man, like she automatically knows. It's a man with hooks. Like, okay.
Mhm.
Radio, but I do like her and Kat showing up covered in blood. It's like Kat, who just reminds me of like Christina Ricci, like distant cousin or something.
Mhm.
Right? It's just okay, cool. We're covered in blood. Another one's gone. Another one is gone. For some reason now we decide that Nora's decapitated head in an elevator. Let's all get in a car together because that's a great idea.
And never unsafe.
I'm sorry,
I mean,
if death is
car
after me, the
transport's
last
the
people
safest
that we
thing.
want to be around are these people. I'm sorry. You know, I'm not hanging around with you fucks. Someone's
But they
gonna
did
die.
do it in the
I don't
first
wanna be
movie
there.
too.
It's
I
true.
know, but
They
that's
did their
why it's
speed
a horror
race
movie.
stuff. Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. So in all this, Isabella goes into labor, and we have a typical pregnancy humor. And along the way, out of nowhere, the survivors realize that the pile up. See, this is so on the nose. They could have drip fed it through the whole movie as a revelation that they had all had something to do with Flight 180.
Mhm.
They would have interacted like that. Would have made it a better movie, but it's so late in the piece.
Yeah.
And so much has happened that it's just like, oh, this is the reason. You're like, oh, okay, sure.
So what was the reason?
Radio.
So the reporter was on a bus going to like a resort, and that bus is the bus that killed Terry. And then
Yep.
The teacher was supposed to sub for
Val Luton. Yep. Was supposed to sub for Val. Yep.
and then what else?
There was a whole heap of they all in some way tied into the fact. Oh, the druggy guy got saved because Carter got knocked out with the sign in Paris. Like it's all
So it was
directly
a butterfly effect.
Yeah, yes,
but
basically.
a badly done butterfly effect with broken wings. It's just like
And no Ashton Kutcher.
No Ashton. No Ashton.
Well, you know what's funny is the writers of this actually had to do this movie, this script, in order to be able to direct the butterfly effect. So maybe they were already thinking about it. So, which is another movie we should discuss because that's a good one.
Well,
not
we'll
the sequels.
see. We're not going down that sequel road.
Mm.
So out of nowhere, of course, the SUV has a blowout and then ends up on a farm with PVC pipes stuck through it. Cool. I'm like, right.
That death was just so convoluted. It's just.
Was this Cat's death? Was that the character's name's Cat?
Yeah, I'm talking more about you, Rory, the druggy guy that's like all of a sudden gets turned into sliced cheese.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Like cool effect, but so convoluted. But in Cat's death, at least you see what you saw in that first movie. It's like the death stalking. There's like the gas tank gets punctured. The gas makes its way. It's not just bam, bam, bam. There's that little bit of what's actually going to kill her. And then for it to be the airbag was great. It's like
that made me so mad because the first thing they would have done is turn off the airbags. That's the first thing they would have done. Like that.
And why would she wouldn't be allowed to be smoking in a vehicle that had crashed anyway?
No,
like,
no. The whole thing was just made no sense to me. It's like this. I know. Listen, I know death stalking you is unrealistic, anyways. But like, if you're trying to make it look real, like no one's gonna not turn off the airbags. They're not gonna let her smoke in a car that could potentially explode. Come on.
No.
Come on.
Right.
Come on.
Exactly. So Eugene's got a pierced lung, and Kat's got a pierced forehead, and then we end up getting sliced Rory all very quickly, which is like it's like it's time to go, people. We got to get this movie out of the way. We're rapidly approaching that 90-minute mark. It's like we gotta go.
Let's wrap this up.
And then Kimberly again has a very specific vision about Dr. Kalajian, who she believes is trying to kill Isabella because she can't breathe. I saw, like, again, I'm not an idiot, and the audience isn't an idiot. When we know that Isabella's pregnant, there's a doctor trying to help someone breathe. It's obviously the baby. Like, come on. It's like all haze, like, this is, I'm like, really? This is what we're going? So Isabella is safe when they get to the hospital. Kimberly, has another vision. She's visioning like no one's business.
She sounds like Jeddah from Defenders of the Earth.
She sounds like That's So Raven. It's like just very death-related Raven.
Listen, Raven's mom would have spiced this up.
She realizes that Isabella was never supposed to die anyway. So what's the point of the movie?
Right.
They're all going to die.
At the same time, Clear is going. This pissed me off, actually. Clear is going to save Eugene and make sure he's okay. Of all the characters to go out this way, for Clear Rivers to survive the whole first franchise and then just get torched is unacceptable.
Agreed.
She's not that stupid. If she's the bitch that locked herself in a mental hospital and was worried about nails and nail clippers and hair ties, and she's going to see stuff like that. She's not an idiot. And they made her out to be
propane gas.
Like, yeah. So at least we get rid of Eugene, who was always a bit of a, whatever anyway.
I mean, also, just throwing this out there, because this happened in the hospital. Why are we acting like nothing happened? Like everyone's like business as usual.
A mass explosion in the hospital isn't evacuated.
Exactly.
It's not Grey's Anatomy, people. Like,
we had multiple cast members go down the basement to be electrocuted. Subsequently, just bye.
That one hurt.
It's like, what? Okay, like, hospitals are big places, especially if you go to Haddonfield General, where there's like half a nurse on duty for one wing with one person in it. Like, that's the one hospital you don't want to be in. But I also don't want to be in this hospital where it partially explodes and everything goes on as per usual. I'm sorry.
Fine.
If there's no first, one ambulance rolls up. One. There's no fire truck.
It's very Haddonfield General. It's like, okay, we get it.
All right, here we go.
And then Kimberly again realizes that the vision for the hospital was her. She has to sacrifice herself and create new life to defeat death by. That's a deep and clear lake.
I mean, they exist. They do exist.
More power to you, girlfriend. But like,
it's just...
I don't know. By this point, I was like, really? What, really? Okay.
That might be a Great Lake because they were filming in Vancouver, so
they were. It's Canadian. So anyway, we get the fake out of Kimberly dying, but she is revived by Dr. Kalajian, just like her vision said. Okay, and then we skip, and then I only realized I've seen this movie so many times. I didn't realize that the people that were having the barbecue with was the random guy that helped save people in the farm accident.
Why are you there? Why
are you there? You know what? Our friend, the people that we were like spending time with, one of them got shredded in that field. The other one got a punctured head in this one. It's like,
let's all come together.
Why would she be there? Have a barbecue.
I mean, I guess they make because they're happy their son's alive because the one that got sliced up kind of pushed him out of the way, didn't he, or something like that?
Yeah, something like that.
So it's probably a celebration of life, but it's still really friggin' weird. Like, it makes no sense.
And then random son who is given a name at the end of the film, Brian, was nearly hit by the news van that was arriving. So he should have been part of Death's design. Mm-hmm. As Kimberly and Burke realize, the barbecue explodes. Brian's mum gets Scream Queen of the film. That's an impressive Scream Queen. Mm-hmm. And a barbecue arm lands on the table, firmly putting this in the comedy portion of, Final Destination films. It's very hacky. I'm like, oh, okay, this is sleepaway camp level stuff. Yeah, I'm like, okay. And that's not disparaging sleepaway camp. That's not disparaging sleepaway camp at all. It's just like, I felt like there was going to be a drum snare after the arm landed. It's like, come on, really? That's the end of the movie.
We're done.
We're done. And look, I'm going to go first because I never go first. But
you can go first.
I'm going first this time.
You go ahead.
There are some movies that you shouldn't watch again in adulthood. Because I used to think this movie was fantastic. I just was like, oh, yeah, so good. So, it was painful to get through with an adult brain going, wait, why are you giving me so much exposition when you've got an hour and a half and you still don't get to the point of the story by the end of the story? The acting is pretty fucking horrible all round. I love AJ Cook. I fell in love with AJ Cook when I saw her in Rip a Letter from Hell, another B-grade movie. But, she's probably the best part of this movie. Her and Ali Larter and of course, Tony Todd. That police guy, state trooper, Michael Landis, he's a horrible actor. He's the lead.
That's why they kept him.
I didn't care about any of these characters except for Kimberly and Claire. And at the end of the day, nothing mattered. At the end of this movie. We could have done without it. Could have done without this sequel, is what I feel like. So I'm going to take it. I've even lowered my rating even further. I'm giving it 2.5 logs out of 5. That's how disappointed I was rewatching it. So I don't know how you feel. Luke, how do you feel about it?
I would completely concur. I think 2.5 logs. And I hope we're talking about logs falling off the back of the truck and not ones we would put in a toilet, because probably both would be fitting.
Very similar to this movie.
Yeah. Look, I just felt like a lot of things were badly done. I felt like Claire was badly used, badly dispatched of. There was just a lot of things that didn't need to be there. I think it had some amazing sequences, and that's why we would have these fond memories of it being this amazing movie. Like the car crash scene is pretty iconic. The logs off the back of the truck. There's some good in there, but mostly this was the kind of B movie the first movie was definitely never going to be, and this kind of went straight into that rut.
As I said at the beginning of the review, the first movie was show, don't tell. This movie is tell and show. It's like, okay, there's so much information coming in that we already know, but we also have to get these kills in. We've got a huge cast. We don't know what area. We're trying to give you a red herring storyline, but in the end, it doesn't matter anyway. I don't understand what they were thinking. Katie, what about you?
I'm going to agree with you. I think it could have been a very strong film. It started off strong. I mean, that log death is effective, and it still haunts me to this day. I will not be in the same lane as a log truck, and will continue my life going forward avoiding log trucks. However, it's just so there's just so much coming at you, and I feel like they kind of noticed that, and instead of cutting and redoing it, they're just like, we're going to hand it to you because we've given you so much. We don't trust that you'll get it on your own. So here you go. Here's everything. It's really kind of like quickly done, sloppy, and we're just going to try to get through this because we have Ashton Kutcher in our next movie, and we just don't care about this one.
Yeah, so, look, it's a pity. I think that they had such a good quality first film that they kind of really screwed the pooch with this second one. It's like, oh no, I remember this so fondly.
With this franchise, I feel like it's every other film has been good.
Yeah, I have fond memories of 3, so hopefully.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like,
will they hold up?
That's what I.
Oh well. As they did rush through that last movie, I think we should rush through the rest of this review and get out of here and go and catch a roller coaster and see how we feel.
You will not catch.
Well, look, we know we have. We know we have a strong lead. We have a strong female lead in the next one, so we're in good hands with our heroine. So
I have arguments against that, but we'll get into it.
Oh, okay. We'll talk about it later. So avoid the roads, cancel your flights because we're going to go on a roller coaster of emotions next time. Let us know what you think of Final Destination 2 and get ready to strap in for the ride that will be Final Destination 3. Until next time, folks, keep it creepy and watch out for this fucker. Bye.
Oh, yeah, that one.